You are being lied to about Trump's tariffs. Welcome to the Jason Rantz Show, presented by None Better Tax Resolution. On the first day of President Donald Trump's tariffs on Canada and Mexico, Boeing stock fell over 6.5%. Now, that was a result of little more than a reaction to tariff fear-mongering coming from the left. President Donald Trump argues that his tariffs are going to slow fentanyl smuggling, protect domestic manufacturing jobs, and correct trade imbalances that currently exist. Opponents, primarily Democrats, they insist that these tariffs started a trade war that's going to cost American consumers because suddenly they care about consumer prices. Now, based on left-wing reaction, the end of times are coming.
We are probably going to go into a recession. I think things are going to contract. And we're going to go into possibly a recession. Inflation is going to go up higher just because he's trying to prove a point.
Here's the reality. Both the Mexican and Canadian borders with the United States have been, well, leakier than a sieve. It's allowed the fentanyl trade to flourish in this country, not just bringing in billions of dollars to cartels and the Chinese manufacturers, but killing a record number of Americans. A potential rise in prices, especially one that is temporary, all to put pressure on both Mexico and Canada to tighten security at the border, I think it's worth it. And do Democrats actually think reciprocal tariffs are harmful? As tariffs relate to China, it seems like Democrats and their left-wing media allies want you assuming that U.S. exports don't already face steep tariffs. But U.S. tariffs on Chinese exports are about evening the playing field, which, Democrats pretend to care about, at least when it comes to DEI. And it's also about keeping jobs in the United States. China has been waging economic warfare against Americans for decades, slapping massive 25% tariffs on our automobiles, aircrafts, and agricultural products, all while manipulating their currency and stealing our intellectual property. The communist regime's predatory trade practices have decimated American manufacturing. It's shipped millions of jobs overseas, all while Beijing pretends to be playing by the rules by the WTO. Now, China's tariff structure is designed for one purpose and one purpose only: to enrich the Chinese Communist Party at the expense of American workers and businesses. President Trump's tariffs on Chinese goods aren't just justified, they're long overdue and absolutely necessary to level a playing field that's been tilted against American workers for generations. Now, maybe if the context of this move was better explained by the media, maybe more people would understand what this is all about. I sat down with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Tell me a little bit about the Fresh Start program, because again, based on how it's promoted, it seems really, really simple.
This Fresh Start program and that phrase has been around for many, many, many years now. But it's a great marketing tool to say, hey, fresh start. And in a way, for those that qualify, it is. What it essentially is an offer in compromise. And to get that, there's two main criteria a person must qualify for. One, they must have limited or no equity in assets. So generally, anyone in the Puget Sound region that owns a home and has for several years, they're going to have a lot of equity. They won't qualify. And the other is an income level. And that all depends upon your family size about how much income that could be. But both of those standards need to be met to qualify. Most people do not.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn of None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution. Did you like that commentary? Make sure you subscribe to the podcast of The Jason Rantz Show. Get it at KTTH.com or wherever it is you download your podcasts.